See if Dad can dunk.
Don't jump. I'm telling you right now, you'll fall on your bum.
Can I dunk?
I tried to jump up and the floor is so slippery.
Did I get it?
Yeah.
Did it go in?
I found it was as empty as could be, and now I'm staring at my face above a bathroom sink, saying I want peace.
Hey guys, hello.
It's the only
I had mentioned in my last week's video that this week I would be sharing some exciting news, and I think I jumped the gun a little bit on that, so that's coming next week. So this week we celebrated something called Family Day here in Canada, and if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for tuning in, but if you're returning, thanks so much for coming back. We really appreciate it. So if you're here and you like what you see, if you could give me a quick thumbs up and a subscribe, that would really help me out. But what I'm here today to talk about a little bit is our family. So the name of our channel is Family Life. I kind of thought this would be a fun video to put together because we did celebrate Family Day here in Canada this week, or in Ontario specifically. And we had a very impromptu sleepover, which we were so thrilled about. We got to have our little man come for Sunday night dinner, which was his very first Sunday night dinner with our family. We had a really bad snowstorm, so they got to have an unexpected sleepover. So it was lovely. We got to cherish him for a little bit longer, and he was an absolute joy to have for as an overnight house guest. He was really good. But it kind of brought me thinking to thinking what I was going to do for my video this weekend. And we've been on YouTube for about a little better part of the year, and I wanted to kind of just bring the boys on with their little cameos and kind of share what family means to them. I can get them on the camera every now and again, but they're men of few words. They don't really say a lot. I didn't know whether or not they would even say anything, so at this point I don't even know. I'm filming this before they've given me their clips, so I don't even know if I'll get a clip from all of them, so it's possible I may not. Some of them are a little shyer than others. So we have 4 boys, and like I said, we've just welcomed our first grandson into the family, and so I just wanted to kind of touch on what family means to me, and what, being a parent has been one of the highlights of my life. It is absolutely the joy that, the biggest accomplishment and the biggest achievement that I can say that I'm most proud of. I've accomplished a lot of things in my life, but my family is by far the biggest accomplishment. I think it doesn't go without saying that it's challenging. I'm actually at the stage now where they're adulting, and I do still have an 11-year-old who still needs lots of care. So I'm kind of, parenting diversity at its best. They get older and bigger, and it's just bigger problems, and I think that a lot of parents can attest to the fact that we are physically drained when they're little, and mentally drained when they get a little bit older. So, but I think that parenting is kind of pushing you to the limits, and it's one of those things where I've been excited to learn new things. I've learned how to be a baker, a seamstress, a financial planner, a doctor, a therapist. All of these things that you're required to really kind of dig deep into in these conversations, in these heavy conversations that we all have to kind of get a little uncomfortable. And that's kind of what I love about being a mom of 4 boys, is just that they absolutely bring challenges that kind of push you to the boundaries, and you understand that each day is different. We try not to take ourselves too seriously. I think the biggest thing that I love about our family is we've learned how to have fun, and we play together, and we do a lot of fun things together as a family. And I think for me, the biggest compliment that I can be paid is that my young adult children choose to and really want to be part of this thing we've created. So I think that for me has kind of been the biggest accomplishment in my life, is just knowing that at the end of the day, now that they're young adults, they still choose to want to kind of hang around, which I think is pretty special, pretty cool. Yeah, so Family Day is not observed by the rest of the world or by the entire globe. It is celebrated here in Canada. I don't believe it's even observed in the United States. I believe that maybe Nevada is about the only state that celebrates. Maybe it's not even called Family Day. But here in Canada, it was first brought in, a bill was signed in 1990, making Alberta the very first province to introduce Family Day. And then Ontario came a few decades later. In 2008 is the first year that we started to observe it, and then some of the other provinces started to follow suit. It's celebrated on the third Monday in February, and it's really just kind of meant to take pause in our busy lives and really just try to spend some more time with our loved ones, and whatever family looks like to you, or whatever, you know, however that kind of shapes up. I think that family is made up of so many different things. It's not just, you know, the nuclear and the biological, and there's certainly extensions of family, you know, through friends and such. So I think that family is kind of what you make it, and we've just really enjoyed focusing. I am such a proponent on extended family and enjoying and kind of group gatherings as often as we can, and trying to bring everyone together, because that is for us, you know, that's an important thing. We love to spend time together, and we love to do things. And it's just kind of a really interesting thing that our government took pause and noticed that this was a valuable day for and recognized as a statutory holiday here in Canada. So it's actually pretty cool. We have so many shenanigans happening, and when I came down to thinking about one of the stories that I wanted to share with you, there really just is so many. When you get the four personalities of these little humans, well, young men, in one room, that in of itself is actually quite comical and fun to watch. You get these four little characters in one room, and their booming personalities with all four of them are very different. It's crazy how two sets of parents, or two parents, can have four dynamically different people. They're all very different. And I love that. I love that about them. Each one of them brings something, a very different set of skills to the family, and it's really quite interesting. I've really tried to embrace the quirks, the things that used to drive me batty when the kids were little have been some of their strongest assets as young adults. So and it's been fun. Yeah, there's just this thing about parenting boys that I'm just not sure that mamas of little girls get this thing, but when they were learning how to toilet, like potty train, it was one of those things where they would just go out, like onto the front yard and pee. Like, they would literally leave the house to go outside to pee. And I didn't teach them to pee on the grass. I didn't teach them to, I used to put little Cheerios in the toilet for them to sink the Cheerios and do all that jazzy stuff. But then every now and again I would see them kind of hiking on their rubber boots to go outside to go for a pee, and I'm like, we have toilets in the house. I'm really not sure where that came from. But
so what does my family mean to me? What was most important to me was to take care of my family. Now that they're growing up and they've become young men, they're allowing me to still be part of their families is very important. It's a big thing for me. It's been an exciting year. Mitchell, my oldest, he got engaged. My second son got married and now has a baby. They are still the most important things in our lives, and always will be. So we'll never give up on them. We'll always continue to help them grow. You know, we are going to be the biggest cheerleaders. I am the biggest cheerleader of my family. That's a really good analogy, actually. When you have a a cheerleader and all of their cheer group is all, I don't know if my analogy is going to make sense, but you know, there's a bunch of cheerleaders and they're on the pyramid. Just think of the pyramid. There's 4 people across the bottom, and then there's 3 people, and then there's 2 people, and then there's one at the very top. And that one person at the very top is the one that's standing there with their hands in the air and screaming and yelling, because everybody underneath is dying trying to hold up the pyramid. Flip the pyramid over. That person that was on the top is me. I'm on the bottom, and I'm holding everybody else up, and I'm screaming and yelling, and I'm cheering them all on. What family means to me is to give as much support as I can. It's so, I mean, Amber and I have literally laughed until we cried. I don't know how many times we've done that. Keep on, keep it on.
What does family mean to you? I think family means to me, no matter how stressed and how angry we get, hopefully it doesn't start swearing in the background here, no matter how angry we get and how unlevel our heads get, that we can still sit down at family dinner and be a family. We're no longer business partners. We're no longer fighting. We're no longer doing that kind of stuff. I mean, we go back to the office on Monday, but on Sunday night dinners, that we can become family again and get away from our stressed heads. That's what family is to me. Getting away from all that crap. My favorite thing to do with the entire family is obviously do Disney, but we haven't been able to do that, so that sucks. I mean, COVID's changed that around a lot, but what do you do? I mean, maybe at some point in the future. And now we've got new little kiddos coming with us, so it'll be a whole new excitement. That'll be a whole new thing. And I think if I could think back to a funny memory, I'm gonna think back to when Grandma was driving that golf cart in Disney. And I went to go make a jump up on the back of the golf cart and my foot slipped. And she dragged me for a good, I would say a good 100 yards and scraped all the skin off my hips and my elbows and my collarbones and dragged me behind the golf cart on the asphalt. And then got back to the RV, and I think Maddie decided to pour peroxide all over it. And that was a memory I won't ever forget. It wasn't funny for me at the time, but funny for the entire family, and I laughed after, I guess. I still got scars all over me. Yeah. But scars last forever, I guess.
Food?
Yeah. Grandma eating dog food, Grandma dragging me, ripping my skin off. Yeah. Lots of funny stuff. Lots of funny memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, that's family.
Cheers.
Why am I crying?
The most emotional one of the family. I think family means to me and to us is, like Ash is saying, not necessarily always, blood, but at the same time somebody who has your back and somebody who's willing to watch over you and, care for you as you walk through life. And that to me is family.
Agreed.
Ash and I have been together for almost 10 years, so we've created a lot of memories, but like a family memory would be probably cruising. I think that's probably my favorite memory, is either cruising together or being at Disney together. It was always the biggest debate for me, was deciding what I enjoyed more as a vacation, was cruising or Disney. One of the best family memories was getting engaged in Disney with everybody around. Yeah, that was a good vacation. So maybe we'll leave it at that one. And then you start to just reminisce on the memories at that time that happened and how many other funny things happened in that moment. Not just Grandma dragging Mitch down the cart path on the golf cart, but like first time parents have probably all experienced it at some point or another, but we had our little moment the other night.
Yeah, so I was changing Dax's diaper, and I always put the second diaper underneath, so that way when I pull the dirty diaper out, put the clean diaper on, it's all good. Luke doesn't like that because sometimes you dirty the second diaper. Anyways, so he took out the clean diaper and the dirty diaper, and as I was lifting little man's legs to put the new diaper in, he decided to poop everywhere. All over the wall, all down on the floor, all over my arm, everywhere. And what was your reaction to that?
I laughed. I ran out the room.
Yeah.
When she means down the wall, like we're talking projectile poop out of his bum onto the wall. Like it was a scene out of a movie. It was pretty gross, but it was pretty funny at the same damn time. And so a few years back, when we decided that we were going to go to Darien Lake again for our yearly trip, at the time, Ash was in a position of not having all of her teeth.
I did have all my teeth going to Darien, let's just say that. But I was in the process of getting an implant in my front tooth.
Yes, so she had a very weak tooth on the front that just had no adult tooth behind it. So as the years went on, it just started to get more loose, and eventually it was going to fall out, is what we were told. So
I was being very cautious on everything I ate.
yeah, not drinking anything too heavy, not eating anything too heavy to try to minimize the time when Mitch was making avocado, or he was making guacamole of some sort, and he used rock salt to finish the top of the guacamole off. And at the time, Ash took a bite of it, and it hit the spot of her tooth where it just had to say goodbye, and the tooth fell out. So it was something as small as a grain of rock salt, and Ash had to walk around for the remainder of the trip with a missing tooth right in the front. Now I lived with Ash with no front tooth for the remainder of that trip, and I think probably a good week or so when we got back until they could get the implant in.
Yep.
She was my little hillbilly. I don't know if we've been formally introduced, but I'm Luke.
I'm Ashley.
And this little man is our newest addition, Daxton.
Can you say hi?
He's awake.
You can press end.
Family means there's a lot of people that come into your life and go out and will always pass by, but your family is forever. Your family can grow. It doesn't need to be a whole lot of people. You don't need everybody to like you, just a few good ones. Yeah, a place you can always come home to. There's not really a favorite thing that I have to do with the family. I enjoy our Sunday night dinners. It's always, it fills up memories, and it's good to see everybody. I like that, but anything I do with the family is fun. You'll remember it forever. I forget how old I was. I must have been 11 or 12, maybe just a little older than Eli. And we were coming back from our Oasis cruise, Oasis of the Seas, for a full week. And we left our Suburban parked for the full week in the blazing Florida sun while we were on this cruise. And my mom and Mitch, she forgot her coffee cup that had a little bit of coffee in it, and Mitch forgot an apple. It sat in that car for the full week, and when we came back, we had the biggest spider infestation in the Suburban. We had to pull all of our luggage and everything out, and after we got into it and were ready to go, we had to get all back out and take everything out, and we had to take the seats out, and we had to fumigate the whole Suburban. Oh, it was ridiculous.
I gotcha.
What family means to me is knowing that I will have someone to talk to all the time and having like a forever friend. My favorite thing to do with my family every year, probably going to go either ice skating with everyone or skiing. Okay, so I remember when we lived at our previous house, we had like a mini pool as a bathtub, and when Mom left to go answer the door or something, I was in the bath. I took one of the big bottles of soap, took off the lid, and I started dumping it all in. I got a bunch of like got a big spoon of your like Epsom salts and stuff, and I sprinkled it all in. Then you came back, and it was like a winter wonderland everywhere. It was pretty fun.
White eyes, big dreams, made from all them memories. I only want to make you proud. Break my fall before I land and hold my heart here in your hands. Promise you'll always be around. When the sea covers me, pull me out. When I'm up in the clouds, catch me on my way back down. Family, this is my family. Sunshine, dark days, blue skies, pouring rain. You're always standing by my side. Same love, same name, same blood running through our veins. Could fill up an empty heart with pride. When the sea covers me, pull me out. When I'm up in the clouds, catch me on my way back down. Family, this is my family. And I won't let you down, you see. No, I won't let you down. I'll give it all I got. I'll give you everything. No, I won't let you down. You'll see. So put all the weight you got on me. When the sea covers me, pull me out. When I'm up in the clouds, catch me on my way back down. Family, this is my family. This is my family. This is my family.
Thanks for hanging out with the family, guys. Until next time, stay safe and keep living. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up and hit that bell notification. I drop a video every Sunday morning. Have a great week.
I found there are other places filled with a million pretty faces, but I found peace with where I am now. Through the ups and downs, I have figured out you find peace where you make it. Scenery won't change it. I wasted so much time thinking I could ever find enough of anything that would bring me peace. So I found peace with who I am now. It's the only me I'll ever be. I found there are other places, there are a million other faces, but I found